before you came into my life, the relationships before you were very toxic. And it's like I didn't know what was going on with me. But I noticed that when I would get into these situations or relationships, I would suffer loss of some kind. No matter if it was my energy, my money, my time, I would always lose out. But once I met you, things changed. Is how they feel about you. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. So this person knows that there was a shift within their circumstances as well as within their energy when they met you, because they took some time to compare how they feel now as opposed to how they felt prior to you. And in those relationships in the past, they noticed how they were being drained, literally being drained by these energies that would show up in their life. They thought that they were having a great time. On top of that, there was a time when they didn't even realize that they were being siphoned from. They didn't realize that these demonic forces were targeting them and using them for whatever they can get to survive. Over time, this person began to notice that they didn't feel at their best when they were around these particular people. And as soon as they chose to stop dealing with them, they realized that their energy lightened up. They felt more, I want to say lighthearted, but also their whole body felt light. Like they felt lighter energetically. Like there was too much energy that was weighing down on them that was not their own. They were feeling the weight of the emptiness, which it does sound like it contradicts itself by me saying that, because with emptiness, there should be no weight. However, emptiness spiritually is very heavy, because it's like, I want to say that when one is empty, they fill themselves up most of the time with what is not healthy for them. So they have a bunch of things, people, situations, activities weighing down on them because they're trying to fill a void that if it's not filled by God, if it's not filled by godliness, righteousness, wholeness, then it's just dead weight. And it makes the heart heavy. Okay, so this person was tired of feeling that heaviness in their heart and on their mind, because dealing with these people would cause them to suffer in silence often. And they tried to just push through and act like they were fine, but they were not okay. They weren't. They just had to trick themselves into believing that everything was fine so they can keep going, because there were so many times where they just wanted to give up, right? And they knew that they had to make a change because they were moving into a state to self-destruct. And they know that what they were doing was really their own doing. They couldn't really blame anyone else because they were allowing these types of individuals into their life. So they had to put a stop to it. There was a point where, you know what? It was that saying, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Somebody could have stolen from them or just played them so bad that it feels like someone could have put up a facade to act as though they cared about the person, but they really cared about what they get from them. It wasn't necessarily about the person. It was about the benefit of being with the person, being with your person. They got tired of that because it kept happening in different ways. Not just with people that they laid down with, but it got to the point where it started happening with family and friends, because it's like, oh, well, you want to do it, so do it for me. You want to do it, so do it for me. And it became very burdensome because this person was giving so much and getting nothing back, and then they got tired, very tired. And then it's like the people that they were giving to got mad at them because they started acting different because they woke up. You know, when people use you, regardless of how much they say they love you, if you let them use you, they will. They will use you, regardless. And they won't think twice about it. They'll do it more. And then when you stop being that source for them, they get mad at you as if you never gave to them before. And that is not okay. All right, so this is what this person experienced, and they realized that they have to stop, so they did, and they feel much better now. Then, that's exactly when you walked into their life. Like, oh, now, Spirit is like, you're ready. Now you're ready for the person that you deserve because you stopped with the nonsense. You know, your spirit guys look at us, you know, and they're like, well, when are you going to stop? Because you keep saying that you're tired, but you keep dealing with the same things that you say you're tired of, so you must not be that tired. Okay? We have spirit family that watches us and what we do and tries to give us hints and signals and intuitive nudges so that we change our ways when things aren't working right. And it's not all times that we listen. Sometimes we want to do the opposite because we want to do what we want to do. And we don't think about what God wants us to do at a certain point in our lives. And until we begin to align with the God and Goddess energy within us to wield our will to benefit and to grow in our own lives, it's not until then that we actually are able to enjoy the fruits of life instead of continuing to suffer. Okay, so you walked in right when this person figured it out, and that's the reason why you had room to be in that person's energy, or that's the reason why they were able to meet you, because you were ready for each other. And sometimes we can meet the person that we're meant to be with, but one of them is not ready. It's either you that's not ready or they're not ready. And the one that's not ready will know that they're not ready, and they will know that there's work that they have to do before they can approach you. And the person that needs to do the work, the most work, the twin soul that's the one that's broken and learns from the one that's healed, is the one that they have trouble because they fight with their wicked ways and their ways that are godly. And it's an inner war, and they can get stuck there. So it's either they do the work or they don't. But if they don't do the work, then they can't have you. That's the thing. And you are the person that they actually want. So it's like, God is like, okay, you can have what you want, but you have to do the work. If you don't do the work, then you can't have what you want. And I feel like that is a good parent. That is good parenting, okay? Because you're just not going to be out here doing stuff and acting crazy and being disrespectful and think you're going to get a gift for that. You go ahead and get a gift from the enemy if you want to. You go ahead and keep taking gifts from the enemy. I almost said enmity. You go ahead and keep taking gifts from the enemy and see what happens, because it's not going to turn out good. And that's what a lot of people suffer from. But for this particular energy that I'm feeling, they've learned what happens when they take rewards from the enemy. And they've also learned what happens when they align themselves with their most purest form, their soul, their divine alignment. And they choose divine alignment because that's what actually lightens their heart and makes them feel happiness. Okay? So yes, then they found you, and they're just very grateful for being able to be with someone like you after being in so many horrible relationships that it only made them worse in so many ways. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm getting for this message. If you deem this energy as suitable for you, drop down in the comments below. I declare this is my future love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. To book a healthy conversation, you can visit www.milkhoneyrose.org. And also, you could join the membership here on YouTube for additional content. Thank you for listening. Sending my love to you. I'll see you the next one.